African folktales are like special gifts passed down to us. These stories are more than just tales. They are the threads that weave the fabric of our culture and identity. They carry the voices of our ancestors, echoing through time, teaching us lessons that are as relevant today as they were centuries ago. Each story is a piece of our history, a reflection of our values, and a guide for our future. They're stories told by our grandmothers and their grandmothers before them. These tales have been shared in the warmth of family gatherings, under the vast African sky, and around the comforting glow of a fire. They are a testament to the enduring power of oral tradition, a way to pass on wisdom, culture, and love from one generation to the next. These stories teach us about life, about good and bad, and about being kind. They are filled with characters who embody virtues and vices, heroes who inspire us, and tricksters who make us laugh and think. Through these narratives, we learn about the importance of honesty, bravery, and compassion. We understand the consequences of our actions and the value of making the right choices. They're full of wisdom that has helped our people for a long, long time. This wisdom is not just about survival, but about thriving as a community. It teaches us how to live in harmony with nature, how to resolve conflicts, and how to support each other. These stories remind us of our shared humanity and the strength we draw from our connections with one another. One of these stories is called The Snake in the Cradle. This tale, like many others, is rich with symbolism and meaning. It tells of a time when a snake, often feared and misunderstood, becomes a surprising source of wisdom and change. The story challenges our perceptions and encourages us to look beyond appearances. This story, told around fires and under the moon, reminds us that even surprising creatures can teach us important things. The snake, a creature often associated with danger, becomes a symbol of trust and transformation. It shows us that wisdom can come from the most unexpected places, and that every being has a role to play in the tapestry of life. It's a story about trust, about what we do, and about being kind. The actions of the characters in the story reflect the values we hold dear. They teach us that trust is earned through actions, that kindness can change lives, and that our choices define who we are. The story encourages us to be mindful of how we treat others and to always strive to do good. This story takes us to a village in Africa, where the air smells like dirt and the sound of drums goes through the trees. The setting is as much a part of the story as the characters themselves. It immerses us in the sights, sounds, and smells of the village, making the tale come alive. The rhythm of the drums, the warmth of the sun, and the earthy scent of the land create a vivid backdrop for the unfolding drama. Here, a woman's kindness starts a story that shows us what being thankful and trusting really means. Her actions set off a chain of events that teach us about the power of gratitude and the importance of trust. Through her story, we learn that kindness is a gift that keeps on giving, and that trust is the foundation of strong relationships. This tale, like many others, is a reminder of the enduring wisdom of our ancestors and the lessons they have left for us to cherish and pass on. In this village lived a woman with a very kind heart. Her name was Amina, and she was known throughout the village for her unwavering compassion and gentle spirit. Amina's kindness was not just limited to her fellow villagers, it extended to every living creature she encountered. Her days were filled with acts of generosity, whether it was helping a neighbor in need or caring for the animals that roamed the village. She saw the good in everything. To Amina, the world was a place of endless beauty and wonder. She would often take long walks through the fields and forests, marveling at the vibrant colors of the flowers and the songs of the birds. Her heart was always open, ready to embrace the beauty of nature and the goodness in people. Her smile was warm, like the sun, and her touch was gentle like the wind. People in the village would often say that Amina's presence was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. Her gentle touch could soothe even the most troubled soul, and her smile had the power to light up the darkest of days. One day, while getting wood, she found a snake. It was a day like any other, and Amina had ventured into the forest to gather firewood for her home. As she walked through the dense trees, she noticed something unusual on the ground. Curiosity piqued, she approached cautiously and discovered a snake lying motionless among the fallen leaves. It was hurt, its skin was dull, and it was moving slowly. The snake appeared to be in a bad state, its once vibrant skin now dull and lifeless. It moved sluggishly, clearly in pain and struggling to survive. Amina's heart ached at the sight of the injured creature. Many people would have been scared, but not this woman. Amina was different. She had always believed that every creature, no matter how small or seemingly dangerous, deserved compassion and care. Instead of fear, she felt a deep sense of empathy for the suffering snake. She felt bad for the snake. Amina knew she couldn't leave the snake to suffer alone in the forest. Her compassionate nature compelled her to help, and she quickly decided to take the snake back to her home where she could tend to its wounds. She carefully picked it up and took it home. With gentle hands, she lifted the snake, cradling it as if it were a fragile piece of glass. She spoke softly to it, hoping her voice would provide some comfort as she made her way back to the village. She cleaned its cuts and sang to it while it rested. Once home, Amina set to work. She carefully cleaned the snake's wounds, using herbs and remedies passed down through generations. As she worked, she sang softly, her melodious voice filling the room with a sense of peace and healing. Every day she helped the snake get better. Amina's care didn't stop after that first day. Every morning she would check on the snake, ensuring it was comfortable and its wounds were healing. She fed it, provided fresh water, and continued to sing to it, believing that her love and attention would help it recover. The snake felt her kindness and got better. Slowly but surely, the snake began to show signs of improvement. Its movements became more fluid, and its eyes regained their brightness. Amina's unwavering kindness and dedication were working wonders. Its skin became bright and colorful, like new. The transformation was remarkable. The snake's skin, once dull and lifeless, now shone with vibrant colors. It was as if the snake had been given a new lease on life, all thanks to Amina's compassionate heart. After a few weeks, the snake got strong. It had been a long journey for the serpent, from the brink of death to regaining its strength. The woman had found it injured and weak, barely able to move. She had taken it in, providing it with a safe place to recover. She fed it, cared for it, and watched over it as it slowly regained its vitality. The snake, once a symbol of fear and danger, had become a creature of resilience and strength. It was a testament to the power of care and compassion. It would move around the woman's house, its skin shining in the sun. The snake seemed to enjoy the warmth of the sun, often basking in the sunlight that streamed into the yard. It moved gracefully, its scales glistening like precious gems. The woman watched it with a sense of wonder and admiration. She had never imagined that a snake could be so beautiful, so full of life. The snake, in turn, seemed to appreciate the woman's presence. It would often slither close to her, as if acknowledging her role in its recovery. The woman would leave her door open and the snake would come inside. It was a sight that would have startled many, but for the woman, it had become a normal part of her daily routine. The snake would enter the house, exploring its surroundings with curiosity. It seemed to feel at home, moving through the rooms with ease. The woman had grown accustomed to its presence, finding comfort in the snake's silent companionship. It was as if the snake had become a part of her family, a silent guardian that watched over her. It was like the snake wanted to be close to the woman who saved it. There was a bond between them, a connection that went beyond words. The snake seemed to understand the woman's kindness, and in its own way, it showed gratitude. It would often stay close to her, coiling near her feet or resting beside her. The woman, in turn, treated the snake with gentle care, respecting its space and understanding its needs. Their relationship was built on mutual trust and respect, a rare and beautiful friendship. The other people in the village saw this and were worried. They couldn't understand how the woman could be so comfortable with a snake. To them, snakes were dangerous creatures, to be feared and avoided. They watched from a distance, their faces filled with concern and apprehension. They whispered among themselves, wondering if the woman had lost her mind. They couldn't see the bond that had formed between the woman and the snake, the trust that had grown between them. They told the woman to be careful, reminding her that snakes can be dangerous. They approached her with caution, their voices filled with worry. They warned her about the dangers of keeping a snake so close, reminding her of the risks involved. They couldn't understand her calm demeanor, her unwavering trust in the snake. They urged her to get rid of it, to protect herself from potential harm. But the woman listened patiently, her eyes filled with understanding. But the woman smiled and said, "I see kindness in its eyes. It won't hurt me." Her words were met with disbelief, but she stood firm in her conviction. She had seen the snake's true nature, its gentle spirit. She knew that it meant her no harm, that it was grateful for her care, Her confidence was unshakable, her trust in the snake unwavering. She believed in the bond they shared, a bond that was stronger than fear. The woman and the snake became good friends. Their friendship was a testament to the power of compassion and understanding. They spent their days together, enjoying each other's company. The snake, once a creature of fear, had become a symbol of trust and friendship. The woman had found a companion in the most unlikely of creatures, and the snake had found a protector in the woman. Their bond was a beautiful example of how love and care can transform even the most feared creatures. Her home became a safe place for both of them. It was a sanctuary where they could live in peace, away from the fears and prejudices of the outside world. The woman and the snake had found a home in each other, a place where they could be themselves. Their story was a reminder that kindness and compassion can bridge even the widest gaps, bringing together the most unlikely of friends. One afternoon, the woman was rocking her baby's cradle and singing. The snake was resting in the corner. The woman fell asleep. She woke up suddenly like something was wrong. She looked at the cradle. The snake was wrapped around it. She was scared. Seeing the snake so close to her baby made her afraid. Had she made a mistake trusting the snake? She grabbed a broom, ready to hit the snake. But then, everything became still. The snake didn't move. It was like a guard around the cradle. It was very strange.